So here we'll talk about today binary search per se. Obvious, start establishing everything per se. Hero binary search, and obvious, use the brute force to argue against binary search per se. Conditions, there's the after conditions, and then there's the before conditions per se. And yep, and we have the playout series and the core objective, obvious. And the core objective for this one, obvious, is to actually find this sort of like target value per se. And that's what the core objective, that we want to find a target tonight. In the grand scheme of things, that's the goal that we want to do. Fine. We're gonna use binary search to, let's move to the playoff series. Binary search, cast a spell, which is put L and the R at the edges of it. Fine. And L and R, straight away establish the M, which is the center point, usually round down, so towards the left per se. And let's say, is it, so you ask the question, is it more or less? So one of the conditions that says is that as you you go towards here, is talking a lot about that you're on the decreasing side of things, but you go towards the right, it's obviously on the increase of things. So now it's saying that, okay, mother value, do we want to increase or decrease? We obviously want to increase because 9 is bigger. So straight away, remove the L, due to n plus 1, shift it to there, put a new L position, and then new n position will be established at the center per se. And we ask, is this the value that we want? And then you get a ding ding ding, you get a correct answer. And yep, that's all. And if you were to look, this operation of all this is like eliminating a half by half by half. So straight away, you can straight away establish it as like log base of n's, and this is like the big O of time of like operation of this item over here, big O of log n, where n is the size of the array per se, which is this whole thing. It's called n's, the size. Fine. So notice that the Leetcode question, the rule book, is basically saying that please, basically they want us to find the target value, and that the rule book, it already preset that tell us that everything is insorted. So at the back of your head, you can think of like, okay, oh, they are sorted, so maybe I can abuse binary search because they can constantly intuitively use this item per se. So binary search, the spell is that they can actually be able to map maneuver based on minus and decreased per se. And therefore it can know that it established the L and R, fine, establish the M, and then it's gonna know how to actually maneuver towards the left or towards the right to find the target value. So in the fundamentals things of things, binary search at the core of its spell is to actually find target value quickly. That's what ultimately is actually doing, in my opinions. So with that, obvious, you're always gonna use the brute force to actually argue against the hero. And for this hero specific, I believe this is a hero with no job. So what you got to do basically for this brute force, you really gonna try to brute force it. So you're gonna check one pattern of one, I mean what you're gonna do is basically you're gonna check one by one, and at the worst case scenario you're gonna go through the entire loop, so it's like a big O of n's, obvious. So if this is a z operation per se, you argue with like the y operations per se, because you're constantly eliminating half by half. The big O of operation is like sort of like half per se, and you compare it to n's, I'll pretty much accept the y operation per se. So that is to actually fight against the brute force using binary search. So with that, everything comes to an end.